everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and you're tuned in to Madden 18 on EA Sports. In today's matchup, we should have a fun one on our hands. It's the Panthers coming in at 7-6, going up against the Packers, who come in at 3-9. Set for the call of this Week 15 matchup, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Just a moment ago, the lights, the cameras, the action, all the pyrotechnics, everything was ablaze, everything was allowed here in Bank of America Stadium as Carolina emerged from their tunnel. And we are ready to go as the Panthers get set to match up with the Green Bay Packers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And if you look back to last week, it was all...
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They'll be brought out by their 7th-year man out of Auburn, the 2015 NFL MVP. It's Cam Newton.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. And that one results in 35 yards. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it, it seems almost effortless.
First carry for Jonathan Stewart. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. And what about this offense, Charles? Specifically, what about Jonathan Stewart?
He makes sure everything goes. Put the ball in his chest and watch him run. Can run with power inside, but has enough speed that when he gets outside, he can cause a lot of trouble.
To throw on 2nd down is Newton. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Devin Funchess, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, that's how they envisioned to get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And Carolina scores to cap it off. Gano out to kick this one away. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. You get a look at the Pro Bowl quarterback in his 13th season now out of Cal, Aaron Rodgers.
In his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is Team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Julius Peppers in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
The play clock's running down. Here's the rookie from UTEP, Aaron Jones. It'll be a gain of 11, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
But it looks like they caught him off guard on 2nd and very long by running the football. All right, we always talk about tendency breakers and counters and doing things opposite the grain, and that worked very well for them. Picked up really nice yardage, but they still have a lot of work to do on 3rd down.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Carolina offense making their way out. We take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure.
All right, partner, despite my eating habits, I'm not big enough to play offensive tackle, nor am I quick enough. But with the defensive ends nowadays and their speed, those guys have to be able to punch and dance, and it's a tough, tough job to contain them.
And the offense behind the chains here, a touch on 2nd and 11. They keep it on the ground again to Stewart. And Stewart lost the football. It's loose. And this is going to be Packer football. Some guys just have a knack for creating turnovers. He's got a little bit of that going. He forced a fumble last week, another one there.
And it just drives teams crazy because they realize that certain guys, as you said, have that knack, and they're trying to keep them away from the action, away from the ball. But the best ones have that overwhelming desire, that overwhelming need to get to the football and make it happen, and that he does.
Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Time running out here on the play clock. Now Rodgers. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll bring up second down. And the big boys up front in the trenches, what do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
On second down, here's Rodgers. That's complete to his tight end. This is Lance Kendricks. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. Here's Rodgers. Got a man. It's his tight end, Lance Kendricks. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. And the starting defense here for the Panthers.
Julius Peppers going back to Carolina was really a no-brainer for the Panthers because what they're getting is not just a guy who can mentor their young talent, but they're getting a guy who can still get to the quarterback. Big-time player off of the edge, can also drop down and play defensive end in certain sets, but his best play, when he's standing up and rushing the quarterback, look out trying to block Julius Peppers.
Second and goal. Defense digging in again here. And a good display of footwork will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on third and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up third.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
And that is incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows that throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
So now on fourth down, Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach. But it kept the offense out of the end zone.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. This will be taken about the 12. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Now Stewart, space to maneuver at the 40, and they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The numbers on the ground for Stewart last week. 18 carries, 68 yards.
And that explosive run right there reminds me that last week ran the ball really well, so they're continuing to do what they did in the previous game, run the ball and run it successfully. Expect that to continue throughout this one.
They go back to Stewart on first. Try to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. And let's get a look at the Green Bay defense.
Mike Daniels is often underrated as a big-time defensive player in the NFL, but the Packers know his value. Short in stature, but that leverage advantage that he has allows him to get upfield, get underneath offensive blockers, and make plays in the backfield. In addition, very strong at the point of attack. A big-time weightlifter, got that from his dad, a former power lifter.
On second down, they run with Stewart. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Throwing on third down, Newton. And he's got room. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Now Stewart on first down. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. They'll try the air now with Newton. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down. They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. Throwing is Newton. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. There's a nice move.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So as it turns out, that sack does not wind up costing him, at least in terms of getting points. They get 3.
Yeah, once you see your quarterback go down the backfield, you think, uh-oh. But fortunately for them, their kicker came to the rescue and made sure they got something out of that drive after all.
Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early. But if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 7 catches, 57 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unity he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
They go play action here on first down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
That throw has to be a quarterback's dream, doesn't it? Big tight end, curling in the middle of the field, so it's great sight lines for him. And when they show their numbers back to the quarterback, when they sit down right there, that should be pitch and catch.
Play clock winding down. To throw is Rodgers. Room here to run. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make this a second down. And some options here for the offense on 2nd and 2. Now a play fake. Rodgers. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Luke Kuechly not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Look, Carolina had a number of issues last year, and that's why they slumped to 6-10 after a Super Bowl appearance. But pass rush wasn't a problem for them. They still got to the quarterback.
47 total sacks. That was just one behind Arizona, who led the league.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue for them, young corners, they gave up a lot of big plays.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Over the middle, complete. It's Gordon. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. So 1 quarter in the books on a cold December afternoon. 10-3 the score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. 2nd quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Rodgers gives this to Jamal Williams. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
They stick to the ground game on 1st down. It's Williams. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. On 2nd down, Williams. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
So after that stop, you know that 3rd down is not a gimme if you're on the offensive team. So what are you going to do? Run it again? Or maybe you go...
And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Lance Kendricks, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting runs, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. We remind you that coming up later tonight, this is going to be a good one. The Cowboys and the Raiders going at it in the East Bay.
Oh, that's old school right there.
Old school indeed. Then Monday night, another good late season matchup. The Falcons and the Buccaneers from Tampa to wrap up Week 15. They start on the ground. This is Stewart on first. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. This is Stewart again. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He lost a big chunk, 6 yards there, and it leads to 4th down. Now a man who subbed in for Andy Lee down the stretch last year, Michael Pilardi, to kick it away. Trevor Davis, deep for Green Bay. Taken from just outside the 30. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. A first update now from Cleveland, and it's the Browns out to the early advantage. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Going up top. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Rodgers. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 10. Working from the gun, Rodgers. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Montgomery.
Holding offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll start the drive with a run by Stewart. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree and put him on the ground?
I know back when you played, it took 4 of you to take a guy like that down, right?
Well, that's for sure. And you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him at dinner either.
The Panthers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. 2. They go play action with Stewart. Now Newton. And some space here. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Call it a gain of 10, and they pick up the first. Stewart on the counter. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a third down.
I do know that owners, when they watch their quarterbacks running with the football, they usually hold their breath because that's the franchise. But when you're getting that kind of a gain, hard to argue against calling it.
To throw on third down. Newton. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Clay Matthews in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. .46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Taking it about the 16. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Second quarter in Cleveland, and it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Rodgers to throw on second down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Gordon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There's none there for him.
They run it again with Williams. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando with highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
And I'm going to check in with a heater.
I'm going to be right there with you, partner. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. On now is the Packers punter as he's on here to punt it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. And the Panthers coming out now. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Funchess with a catch over the middle. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment, defense.
A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up, wanting to get a good get off on the snap, jump too quickly.
A play fake to Stewart. It's Newton. His throw incomplete. Marquise Wilson, the one he was trying to get it to. That'll bring up second down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. And some room to roam now. Look at the spin.
Balance.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Back to throw. Newton. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Here's Newton now on second down. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Clay Matthews in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. So we have reached halftime here in a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we'll send you down the coast to Orlando, where we check in with our friend Larry Ridley and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, guys. We'll get back to you soon for the second half of this tied ball game. But first, let's look back now at this first half of play. Right now, we've got a tie game, and that just means exciting football for us in the second half, as we'll have two teams.
Well, my apologies, Larry. I wanted to hear the report. Somebody's in a hurry, so we're going to get them right to quarter number 3. An NFL update, second quarter now in Jacksonville. And the early going, it's the Texans out in front. Deshaun Watson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked the ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. But pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
On play action, Rodgers. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Adams. A solid stiff arm. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. 3rd down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field and an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
Gano now to add the extra point. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. Now Rodgers to try again after the pick 6. Thomas Davis. Tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Out of the pistol, here's Williams. Now the stiff arm created some space initially, but he's taken down not long after. 5 yards will get him back to the original line of scrimmage, but now they're looking at 3rd and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He'll leave it for Montgomery complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Call it a gain of 5. And that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. On now is the Packers punter, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. The play clock's running down. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Time for our players spotlight, and it focuses in here on Cam Newton. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off, because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first. Second down and just 1. Now Newton. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Newton gives off to Stewart. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
The Panthers on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is third down and 12. A shotgun snap for Newton. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. And, folks, this is a 67-yard attempt. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
That's complete. It's Gordon. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Julius Peppers in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him, do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The Packers on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Operating from the gun, Rodgers. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Time running out here on the play clock. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. That's complete to his tight end. This is Lance Kendricks. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Josh Gordon, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Now Rodgers on 3rd down. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Jace Amaro, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Now Crosby for the point after. And he gets it to go, and we're all even, 17 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be taken about the 12. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. Touchdown, Carolina. Russell Shepard, his first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers have broken our tie as they take the lead. I know a lot lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge it, kick it to him. The way he runs, as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Gano for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. He'll be dropped at the 30. With a shifty move, got him a couple extra on the play. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Gordon. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
And he slides to avoid the hit. Give him 8 on the play, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down. So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look. 6 DBs. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there of 22.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. On play action, it's Rodgers. Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Pass interference. Defense.
Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, there'll be marginal yardage against them.
Throwing now is Rodgers. Wide open receiver complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. And now the offense operates in the red zone. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Here's Rodgers to throw on third down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be fourth down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And the attempt at 3 will have to come from the other end of the field as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Packers who have the football but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. Crosby on now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Defense.
Trailing in the fourth, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
Following the penalty, here's Stewart. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
that.
Super toe.
A gain of 6 there on first.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Draw play, Rodgers to Montgomery. A very tough run, but for a short gain out near the 32. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Rodgers to throw on second down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Play clock winding down. To throw, it's Rodgers. And he's going to drop this off to Williams. Complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it 2nd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Rodgers now looking to throw on 2nd down. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Well, they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work on a little bit more.
False start, offense.
The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
On 3rd down, Rodgers. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Starlatulele in there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be 4th down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
On now is the Packers punter, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he is out of bounds, getting it across the 30-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Now the Auburn alum, Artis Payne. And oh, his first carry, he loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So they almost turn it over there. Scary moment. 2nd down here. They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. The Panthers on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Off play action, Newton. And he finds a man, it's Olsen. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. 9 yards on the 1st down. Keeper, and it's 2nd and 1. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
From the red zone now, Newton. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Artis Payne. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Kenny Clark busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Checking the NFL scoreboard there in the 4th now in Minneapolis. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Joe Mixon up over 100 yards, 110 to be precise. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. Newton now to throw. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Gano's kick is right through. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Two-minute warning over. It's twilight time in this one here as we are getting down to the end of this one. After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. Now the return. Here comes Randall Cobb. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Now Aaron Rodgers and the offense heading back onto the field. This is something we've seen many times over the course of his career. Can he pull off another 4th quarter comeback?
And it's very strange, isn't it? Because when it's a player of this magnitude, even though the guys on defense have the lead and are sitting in the best spot, they're maybe the most nervous people in the stadium because they've seen this happen to too many people before, too many teams. They've got to find a way to shut him down.
Here we go again for the grizzled vet. He'll look to throw. And he checks this one down to Williams. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. First down now, but the clock continues to move. He's back to throw. And he's got some space here. And avoids the contact by sliding. 23 yards on the play. First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. First down now, but that clock rolling. He'll look to throw. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. So getting the big touchdown they needed late in the fourth. Now what do? You conservative and just tie it up?
No, I think you put your practice into game situation. Go as fast as possible. You already have your play call ready to go. Go for two and decide it right now.
They are in the fourth in Buffalo. And the Bills have wound up winning that football game. Tyrod Taylor, a touchdown pass to help lead the way. That time a 6-play drive. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Not laying back defensively. They blitzed right there first play in OT.
The game's changed a bit, hasn't it? I'm telling you, when we were kids, most of the time you'd lay back, not necessarily prevent defense, but you want everything in front of you and hope that the offense made a mistake. Now people aren't counting on that. They're going after them and being aggressive. course, if they pick up your blitz, it could be a big play for the offense.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Opening drive of overtime, and now facing a third down and 6. Big play coming up. Working from the gun, Rodgers. He's got his target. It's Cobb. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
I think many people thought Ty Montgomery would automatically go back to being a wide receiver this year, but it appears he's going to stay at running back. I know they drafted Jamal Williams from BYU, but Montgomery proving his worth.
And he proved it last year. 5.4 yards per carry, 4th best in the league. Oh, he almost had it. Would have been a big interception here in OT. Instead, it'll give him another shot on third down. Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. And some room to work. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. A gain of 7, and they pick up the first. So the offense has it 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. To throw is Rodgers, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. The play clock's running down. Now Rodgers. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. A costly mistake here at OT.
And you know what they say when you throw an interception like that in overtime? You don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. You throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to him, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. So pin that one on the rookie right tackle.
Remember those days when the right side was simply the run-blocking side? Now you're dealing with some of the better pass rushers in the league. It'll make you a little jittery.
Newton turns and hands to Stewart. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Another run for Stewart. He's been busy. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. Now Newton with his first throw in OT. And caught left side, Olsen. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Newton. And now running right through it. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short. On play action, now Rodgers. Complete to Amaro on the right side. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Green Bay, they pick up